Thought we'd go old school today. Just wanted to show you the latest shelf update, I suppose. Just in terms of what I've had to shuffle around and where what is. So down here now, I've managed to find a space for the 7800. I've got a little bit of room left there. Mind me nuts. 10 games. I think 10 games should fit on there quite nicely. It won't fit the USA games as well, I don't think. And moving up, there's the old PC Engine, but the NES or the NES or the Nintendo is literally on one shelf. Actually, less than one shelf. The PAL one starts here at 10-yard fight. I think I need, running from there to the end, I think that's now 54. I think it's 54 for 53 games boxed. So all of those I need to get boxed. I need to box them up, preferably with manuals. The others you can see at the front here, they're all Euros, and these ones are USAs. So yeah, we're getting there. But I thought, yeah, we'll now we've got the sort of half, well, hopefully the half decent lights. I'll see if I can get down on the floor again like we used to, and have a chinwag about the latest load of crap I've been buying. But yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. We're back, YouTube. Back squatting on the floor. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Lighting wise, I think them extra bulbs are quite happy. I might stick to this angle, the old angle now. How have you all been? Tutor UK, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Bit of cotton, Doc Cotton on the old PC Engine, the mighty PC Engine. We have some great news, everybody. We've completed another set. A set that I've been hankering for ages and ages since I started getting into back wanting magazines and old paper. Elusive. This is. There was another chap after this apparently. Bought off of eBay. Super chuffed to get it. I didn't even, there's no haggling on the price. That's going right down my nugget. I forgot how loud this bloody thing can be when you sat right on top of it. Yeah, didn't even haggle, just wanted to buy it. Apparently, I asked him, have you got this issue? And he said, yeah, it's listed. He goes, weirdly enough, you're the second person to ask me that. So, a lot of backwards and forwards. I said, look, just send me the direct link, which he did, and I just bought it straight away. He did say, like I mentioned, there was a chap in the US that wanted this. But we do have now in our possession, which means we're another full set wankered for the S Magazine, Sega, the S Magazine, issue number 4. Wasn't in the best nick. There was a bit of a rip here, so the cover had come away. So I've kind of like jiggery poked it, and unfortunately with these, because it's paper, there's not a great deal you can do. So I had to use some tape just to recover up the staple mark, just so the staple would go back through. Reapplied all the staples, so we have now got that. So there was only ever 12 issues of S, the Sega Mag, released. I think after issue 13 it becomes Sega Power. But these ones here, I think maybe up until definitely 12, maybe 11, they started covering the Mega Drive, because I think that was due out. But predominantly all the early issues are all Master System. So any of you Master System collectors out there, you should really be getting onto the S Magazine. But that had the last section of Phantasy Star in it as well, the sort of help guide. I forgot me water. Guys, brings back memories. Used to have a stack of beers in the old blast furnace. Fucking used to get fucking hammered. Sweating me cobblers off. But no, super chuffed to get that. Super chuffed to get that. And surprisingly, the ones that he had, that he still got, which makes sense, hadn't sold. I know it sounds stupid, but I would have thought they would have all gone. But maybe it's only weird saddos, old fucking saddos like me that are mad to buy them. But yeah, so happy to get that. That's another one chalked off the list. One less thing to go hunting for. But we'll find other stuff. Right. Quick update on what we've playing. I've completed Phoenix, Rising on the Switch. I actually enjoyed that. I mentioned that in the last vid. Really did enjoy that. So I was hankering for some not similar, but you know, something that I can sort of play and get involved in, like the RPGs, I suppose. That's more like an adventure, arcade venture. I didn't really find much, but I did have on the shelf, and I hadn't even put it into play. Xenoblade Chronicles. This was actually still sealed, so it's in the Switch. It's being played now. I struggled to get on with this. Not gonna lie, the battle system. It's not a traditional RPG. It is an RPG, but it's not a traditional one. It's not a JRPG. The battle mechanics are... It must be my old brain, man. I just can't compute some of this stuff. So it got to the point where it said to me, do you want to go into casual mode? Now, I did look to sort of see if casual mode would impede the experience. You know, like, does it, like, not give you a proper ending? Does it, like... And it doesn't. It just basically makes the battles a little bit easier and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. And now I'm kind of enjoying it. I don't know what it is. I just can't get with the battle system. I just like what I like, I suppose. So off the back of that, when I looked to sort of see games, not similar, but like of the same ilk, this one popped up on a list somewhere. I have got this special collector's edition on the PS3 of this. I knew this was out, and I know the second one's out as well. I traded some shit in to CEX earlier. They had this in stock. I thought, right, we'll grab this. Just in case, because obviously I've got Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2 and 3. I don't want to be like bouncing them off the back of each other, because it'd be too much. So I thought, well, you know what, this might break up a little bit. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Probably I'll enjoy. I'm thinking I'll enjoy this a lot more than Xenoblade, because it is more of a traditional RPG. So yeah, I just thought I'd chuck that in there while we're talking about Switch. That's all for the new shit, because I don't do new shit here. Definitely don't do Xbox 360 or PS3. Right, some old stuff. Some old Nintendo cardboard. All Nintendo cardboard. There's nothing else. And it's be Snes or Super Nintendo or the SNES or the Super NES and some NES, Nintendo. Hopefully you would have seen a little video before just about the shelves. See the 7800 there. So yeah, moving stuff around, making space as best we can, where we can, but do have to be careful. Right, all of these are from, well, all of these SNES, all these Super Nintendo games are all from CEX. I would probably say between the vouchers from Daz and what I'd accrued myself, in no particular order. One that I'd kept missing out on CEX. Not very expensive, about 20 odd quid. I think it probably sells some all that. It is complete, and it's SimCity 2000. I said don't show you games unless they are complete. I vaguely remember seeing this on the dawn of the PCs, when PC gaming, like the 386s and the 486s. But obviously by that time, my Super Nintendo had gone. I think this is probably quite a late release. I would wager, maybe, I don't know. 1996, yeah. But it was fascinating. I did enjoy the first one on the Super Nintendo. But like I said, I thought, well, you know what, it's there. And trouble is when you've got credit, burns fucking hole in your pocket. Another one very similar to burning a hole in your pocket. I don't know a great deal in terms of like its value. I just got it because it was relatively cheap. It's come up all right. There's one blemish on this, which is a shame, and it's the Chessmaster. It looks like someone's ripped what would probably have been a hang tab off the back, which is a bloody shame. But other than that, you know, the box is quite nice. Just a bit, I know, Stu, what you're doing, you're buying shelf filler stuff. What you fucking doing? Not quite shelf filler. One that's more synonymous with the Mega Drive, I would probably say. I would argue. I didn't actually really even know this was on the Super Nintendo, and it's Bob. It's Bob. Here comes Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Again, all complete in a really nice condition. I've got this on the Super Famicom. I think that's a bit tricky to get. What you find is a lot of the Western developed games that had Japanese Super Famicom releases do tend to be a little bit more expensive, a little bit more rarer. That's just the way it goes. One, it's not a good game. I think a lot of people remember this purely off the back of Games Master, those of a certain age anyway. It sort of dawned, it brought in, it's part of that age of trying to superimpose or photorealistic stuff, and it's Clay Fighter, so the sort of, I don't know what you would call it. You know, you had it with Prince of Persia, like the rotoscoping, and Donkey Kong, where it's like the 3D. So these are all like real proper clay models, weren't they? That sort of stop-go animation, but then it's sort of digitally captured, I suppose. But yeah, really probably made more famous or more sought after by Games Master, that episode in Games Master. But again, come through really, really nice. Had a bit of an iron on it. An Ocean release, the one from Mr. Bads. And sticking with Ocean, one that I had loose. And again, you'll find the ones that are half decent games, the boxes do tend to sort of be a little bit ropey, but it's all complete. It's an honest copy. It's Rock and Roll Racing. 3D isometric with rock and roll tunes. What's his name? Ozzy Osbourne and stuff like that. More synonymous with this game. But yeah, in honesty, you know, half decent condition. Again, for what I paid for CX, it's a fucking Billy bargain. There's no two ways about it. As a certain YouTuber used to say. Oh, YouTube, fucking hell. Watched Sean pump his games room, and yeah, I kind of echo some of his comments about YouTube, and I've been saying it for a while now. It's shit. It's shit. I'm sorry. It's shit, and it's not getting any better. It's full of fucking wannabes and fucking grifters. That's it. Honestly, it really is. There's very. I think I would probably say the people that I watch are probably more people that are doing it for the reasons that I would like people to do it for. Like, I'm not saying I'm right. It's just me. This is just my opinion. But a lot of people now, they're fucking want to be famous for whatever reason. I don't get it. They're spewing out content, or they would spew out content just for content's sake to beat the algorithm. And I don't get what the end game of it all is. If you're not doing it for money, which again I think you should probably be honest about it, that you're doing it for money because you can't be asked to work or whatever, or you're doing it because you want to be famous. I always started YouTube, and I said this before, it's just to document my journey. It's to meet like-minded people. I've got no interest in making any money from it, and I don't get why you would think you're going to be famous. I don't understand what that gives you. I mean, is your life so vapid that you've got nothing else in it, and you need to have recognition from unknown people on the internet? I don't get what you would. If you're not doing it for money and you're doing it and you're not doing it for fame, then I don't understand what you would get from 1,000 people to 2,000 to 4,000 to 7 to 8. What's the difference? What's the difference between having 10,000 subscribers and 2,000? Do you see what I mean? Unless I don't understand what is it like a fan base. That's what I'm saying. Are you that shallow inside that you need that? I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's not for me to say. I just don't understand it. But I think what we're seeing now is that all come to fruition, where there's people that are just making content for content's sake. I think, like my mate Daz said, YouTube is their hobby. You know, the gaming stuff is on the side. It's just a reason. Making videos and doing YouTube is the actual hobby. It's never been for me. I always just make videos when I fucking want to watch, when I want to. And you watch them if you do, if you don't. But it's never been about that for me. But yeah, I could see in Sean's video he's kind of he's losing that spark a bit. A few people commented that kind of comes and it goes and it ebbs and it flows. That's very true. But I think now more than ever it's progression that way. You know, because people sort of say, "Oh, retro's too hard. It's too expensive to buy." Well, yeah, if you're buying it that way. But there's means and ways. But I think people buying, like people call themselves retro channels, and they're picking up Xbox 360 and PS3 and stuff. You know, a lot. I always bash it, and I sort of do it half tongue in cheek. But it's not very exciting, is it, guys? Come on, fuck me. Call yourself a gaming channel, realistically, not a retro. You know, it is an handful of shit fucking Xbox games that I bought from the charity shop. Or fuck off. No, I'm sorry. You can't call yourself a retro channel and do stuff like that. But again, that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. You know, we move on, and I'm still making this shit videos for anybody that wants to watch them. So realistically, it's more just for me. Anyway, that enough bashing of YouTube. Right, some black box. Remember black box? And yes, actually no, this isn't. Although it is black. Off eBay. Again, I've said this before. I use the sort of PayPal paying 4, 3, or whatever you want to call it option. Yeah, and retro is quite expensive, but if you chop it up that way, it's less expensive. I think I got this for an absolute bargain. I can't remember what the price was. It was a bit of a while back. Come with a box protector. Iconic game, UK exclusive. So those in the States that are after this, like the world set, they do hanker after this, and it is the best version of this IP, and it's the new Ghostbusters 2 from HAL Laboratories. Box is complete. It's in quite nice condition. Again, it come in the box protector. Bagged this off of eBay. And you know, it wasn't 50p or anything stupid like that. I'm not fucking making out a fan of a car boot or any of that shit. It come off eBay. You can probably go and check sold listings. It was over 100 quid. I would say it was probably about 100 quid. I think. Another one that I got off eBay. And them two are CX then, yeah. This one was also off eBay. I don't know what it was. I've seen this at the Birmingham Game Market, and it had what always happens with these black box games. The top gets ripped because of the hang tab. And I'm sure he wanted 60 or 70 quid, and I was umming and ahhing because I thought, well, the top bit you can always repair. They don't look too bad when you repair them. But then this one was on eBay, and it was like 55 quid. I think I made him an offer at 50, and he accepted it. And it's the old Pinball, and it's just, I think he called it Game of Pinball, and I think that might have just put some people off. It hadn't been on there long. It's the 5-screwer. Yeah, it's got Mario with his big fucking coke nose, but it's in really nice condition. Nice bit of black box action. I'd say my old mate Fob likes a bit of black box, but I wouldn't fucking know. It's still AWOL. If anyone knows, let me know. From CEX, this come through, it was squished. It was completely squished. So I ironed it. Iron Man, yeah, you bunch of piss-taking bastards. Hogan's Alley. The old light gun game. Not a Mattel one, so not a 3-screwer, a 3-screwer, not a 5-screwer. And this one was off CX as well. I don't know what happened with this. I'm sure it went out of stock. I'm missing loads on CX. I think someone's got a fucking scraping tool, because shit's like not even getting on there before it's getting sold. I need to speak to Jim. Oh, Jimmy Retro, because I know he had a scraping tool for eBay. But yeah, someone must be doing something dodgy on fucking CEX. I'm fucking convinced of it. Anyway, this can come back in stock. I can't remember why. There didn't seem to be anything wrong with it, truth be told. And it's Ice Climber. Again, another tricky one to get. 5-screwer as well. These are no new games to me at all. Like I say, it's just taking these ones here. About 54. I'm about 54, which is a fucking lot, and there's some expensive games in there to try and get boxed. Ideally box complete, but a box, you know, decent box to start with. So yeah, it ain't going to be a fucking make short work of that at all. I'll tell you that much for now. Then the last one, got this again off eBay. You can check the price. I was watching this. The person knocked 50 quid off, and I was just like, I'd be daft not to buy it. Again, did the old PayPal, pay in 4, 3, whatever you call it. And the person sent it through fucking rapid, absolute rapid timing. So I am kind of on the lookout for the second one now, I must admit. I was wanted these, ideally, in the Western releases, but I'll take the Japanese ones because it doesn't fucking matter. And it's Kiki Kaikai, or Pocky and Rocky. I'll put it in the box protector. I've got one more left. This has come through. It's in great condition. Now, what I noticed online, because when I had the offer of 100 quid, I just thought, let me just double check. And I think 200 is probably about a fair price. But a lot of them, because it's this red colour, a lot of the front fades, some of them are really bad. This isn't not too bad. I would say this is probably okay. But some are terrible. But yeah, it's basically a shooter. Think Commando, Kari Warriors, that kind of style game. But set in like cutesy Japan. Again, you probably would know of this now from the Switch games, Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. But yeah, 100 quid for a Super Famicom title. I was in. So that is me done. That's an update from old school to the UK. We're retro. We only do retro here. Except for Switch. So you're a lying twat. Let's be honest. Take it easy, YouTube. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.